Hey there, XR here, once again playing Subnautica. So between episodes, like I said, I gathered a bunch of resources. I also built a couple things. So I'll just go through those really quick. You know, the gathering the resources is really the boring part at this point. So like I've said in the past, I'm not going to make you sit and watch me go from node to node and get resources anymore. At least not in areas that we've spent a lot of time in. So I did build the modification station here, which you'll remember we unlocked the blueprint from a couple episodes ago. And I have modified some of my stuff. I changed my knife into a hardened blade, which gathers more resources per hit, I believe. I haven't really played around with it too much, but that just took my knife and a diamond. I made both my air tanks into high-capacity tanks, which just take your additional tank and some titanium. The other choice, which is also desirable in some ways, is the extra light tank, which just takes lithium, and what that does is it takes up less inventory space, so you can carry more stuff with the same amount of oxygen, but this gives you more oxygen per tank, and I think that is more valuable most of the time. So I changed both oxygen tanks into high capacity tanks, and then I changed my fins into swim charge fins, which just took a wiring kit, which is made from 2 pieces of silver. And what that does is makes it so that if I have a tool out that takes a charge, like my Sea Glide here, and I'm swimming with the swim charge fins, the motion of me swimming will automatically recharge the device, which means I should have a lot easier time not needing batteries as much. So I believe that's basically everything I did. And the other main thing I did, which is going to be the point of this episode, is I gathered all the resources that we need to build the Cyclops, which is the big sub. So let's go, and I believe I put everything in here. Yes, so we need 5 plasteel ingots, which is made from titanium ingots and lithium. We need 5 enameled glass, which is just glass and stalker teeth, which I had a bunch of. We need 4 lubricant, so why do I only have 2? I thought I had 4. And an advanced wiring kit. Where are my other 2 lubricants? Maybe I'm remembering wrong and it's only 2. Or maybe I need to go and get more. No? Okay, it's only 2 lubricants. Alright, so we're going to build the Cyclops. You ready? This is the big one. There we go. Quite a bit bigger than the sea moth. Boosh. There she is. Hopefully not going to crush my base here. Stop. Okay, good. So here's the Cyclops. Quite a monstrosity. Basically a mobile base. Let's go inside and look around.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
And go. You can actually shut all these doors too. If you get damaged, you'll spring leaks, and you can actually, like, you know, stop yourself from flooding by shutting all these doors. So this is just like the bottom bay area, and this is going up into the engine room here. This is where we put our upgrades. We can build the pressure compensator. I believe we unlocked that, didn't we? No, we need one more. No, that's not right. That shouldn't be there. I guess we did unlock it. There it is. All it takes is a plasteel ingot to build that. And then we've got power cells. It runs on 6 power cells, which is just... Or maybe it's only 3. Is it 3 or is it 3 on each side? I thought it was 3 on each side. Yeah, it is. Oh, maybe we can take 8 upgrades too. Is this... Unless that was the same side I was just on. Okay, that was the same side I was just on, but there are 6 power cells that run this thing. And this is, you can actually dock your Seamoth in here, and this is where it goes. And here's the bridge. Pretty cool, huh? So here's our, we can change the name and everything. Submarine name, SSXR. stuff, but I don't need to do that right now. And this just goes back down to where we first came in. So let's just pilot her away from our base a little bit. It's funny, it makes like the out of breath sound when I surface in the Cyclops. It doesn't show my energy here. Maybe the Cyclops doesn't take energy on. I know there's some level where the Cyclops doesn't require energy. Maybe its survival doesn't require energy, and hardcore it does. That would certainly be nice because I really don't want to have to. I don't know. This one's down to 98%. So there she is. I'm not sure what the maximum safe depth on the Cyclops is initially. We'll have to find that out. We can certainly craft the pressure compensators pretty easily, because all they take is plasteel ingots, and we've got plenty of lithium still. I think we're out of titanium, so we'd have to go get some more of that, but we've got plenty of lithium here. Take one of those. And also I need a drink. Also I need to go eat. I also grabbed a spadefish and put him in there, which is this guy, just because I didn't have one. A food tank. Really, my trees here are growing quite nicely, so I am now pretty set for food because I can just pick hanging fruit off of these and eat it. I can also pick vegetables, purple vegetables. Now, I don't know if I could cook these. Let me just see if I can if there's any way I can preserve these to like take them with me if I think I'm going to be away from base for a while. That would certainly be useful. And I'm honestly not sure if there is. No, it's only fish you can cook. Just grab a bottle of water here. No, that's alright. So, now if we want to travel far... Oh, that's the stalker, isn't it? Far afield. Jump into our sea moth here.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Ow, as usual. My health is down to 87%. And go up to the sea moth. Or the Cyclops, rather. And the belly should open up. Yep. And I can just go in here. And that will recharge it as well. Now, another thing that's cool about the Cyclops is you can actually build stuff inside here. So, for example, let me go grab some titanium and glass quick from the base. Glass, and I don't need a whole lot of titanium, luckily, for what I'm thinking of doing here, because I think I've only got a couple pieces. I literally only have one. I'm not sure that's going to be enough. Right? Yeah. Alright, let me see if I can grab a piece of wreckage or something quick just to get a couple more pieces of titanium, because I want to build a locker in there, I want to build a fabricator in there, and I want to build, see if I can build an interior grow bed in there so that I can plant food and have it with me. Looks like some of this stuff is respawned. Good for copper too. Give me some more copper again so I can have batteries on hand. It does look like my energy is still decreasing with the Sea Glide, with the swim fins, so the swim charge fin. So it may be that it uses energy faster than they can recharge it, but hopefully it'll at least reduce the rate at which I go through batteries with the Sea Glide. For things like the welder, the laser cutter, and the flashlight, which I still haven't built, and I keep meaning to build one, and just not getting around to it. Yeah, my inventory's full. Anyway, for those sort of things... Oh shit, I dropped that vegetable? I meant to eat it. Whatever. Plenty more where that came from. Anyway, there's a piece of wreckage. For things like that, it should actually recharge them all the way and prevent me having to switch batteries in and out. There's another stalker tooth over here. I want to grab it because I used most of mine making the Cyclops, the enamel glass for the Cyclops. I'm going to make a spool of copper wire too, and I'm going to make a beacon because I really have been meaning to carry one around with me, so that if we get to the point just dump this copper off because I'm not intending to use it right now on the stalker tooth. If we get to the point where we discover something neat and we want to build a new base, or because we're gonna build a deep base at some point, somewhere where there's geothermal vents, and if we're gonna do that, I want to have a beacon with me. What I'll do is I'll stick it in the storage, either in the Seamoth or the Cyclops, wherever we are, so it's not taking up my inventory space. But then I can release the beacon so that I can find it again. You know, this first base was relatively close to our pod, so it was easy to find again, even when we initially lost it. But that's certainly not going to always be the case. So now we're in here. We can build a fabricator, so we have access to that, and let's build a locker, so we have onboard storage. And now what I wanted to also see if I could do was build an indoor grow bed in here. I can. Don't know if this is the best place for it. I guess downstairs, maybe? There's a lot more room down here with nothing in it. Or is this just a... This isn't wide enough, I guess. Yeah, it's not wide enough. I wonder if I can build like a water filtrator in here as well. Just so I always have access to everything. But the problem with that is that uses power, and it's going to be drawing from the Seamoth's power supply. Then obviously we don't want to be continually draining the power supply in here in order to run the the water filtration thing. Alright, so that's done. We've now built the bare necessities inside the Cyclops. So let's take her out for a spin. Before I do that, actually, I'm going to just go up here and grab some mushrooms and make a couple more batteries. I also kind of want to make a flashlight finally, because that is something that I should have. I've never made one up to this point in the game. It's like one of the first things you have a recipe for. Alright, where's that copper I just got? I think I can make 3 batteries with what I got here. Now, where was the flashlight? Okay, so we now have a flashlight on us. I got 1 piece of titanium. I'm just going to dump that in storage. And let's go. I'll save the game before I leave, just in case something terribly unfortunate happens. I have a backup where we're safe at base. Seamoth is loaded in the Cyclops. Seamoth can now go to 425 meters.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
I'm not entirely sure. Let's be safe here. Shut all the doors. I'm not entirely sure what the crush depth of the Cyclops is by default. So what direction do we want to go? Let's go west, I guess. That's away from the Aurora, right? We're gonna go down toward we'll go, you know what, we'll go southwest towards where that island is, because there's some really interesting stuff. That's northwest. Underneath that island, a zone that we haven't really explored yet called the Floating Isles Zone. That we can check out. And we now have the a Seamoth that is capable of going that deep. Mr. Reefback. Excuse me, Mr. Reefback. The floating rocks, by the way, are kind of annoying in the Cyclops, because those floaters, the pink orbs that are stuck to them that make them float, can actually stick on your Cyclops, and they make it float, so they can like really make you lopsided, because they're pulling part of the Cyclops up. And I've had several times where I've had that happen and been like, what the hell's going on? And had to get out of the Cyclops and you know, pick them off the hull, basically. I'm looking for the island here. Should be to the southwest. See anything yet. This is certainly, the Cyclops is certainly not as fast as the Seamoth. That is an objective truth. Oh, there it is. I was looking at those weird dots in the sky, being like, "What are those?" Those are those bases. They always load in first for whatever reason. The abandoned bases we explored. So we're going to go up close to the island and then go down. Right now we're cruising on the surface. There's the Aurora over there on the left. Alright, let's start to descend now. We should be able to see the bottom of the island. I'm going to actually do a little experiment, and we'll... Oh, there's my power. It is. We're at 544 to 600. So I guess we get 100 from each power cell. Okay, so here's the bottom of the island. So let's start going down and see what it says is the safe depth for the Cyclops.
Caution, passing safe depth.
Okay, it's not that much. It's going to be only like 200. So let's go down. Alright, here's actually the seafloor here. Go forward a little bit more. Looks like a bulbous trees zone here, or whatever they're called, like embryo trees. See some of them out there. So we are nearing our depth here. All right, so let's just park the Cyclops here and go out, get out, and go in our Seamoth, which we will access from back here. And with this now, we can go down to like 625 meters. See if we can find anything interesting down here. I don't think we have to worry about Reapers or anything in this part of the ocean. There's a fragment. Let me see what that is. I also want to repair myself. I'm at 87% health. Rip out the old welder here. Alright, T-Moss back at full. And then we'll scan this thing, see if it's anything. Cyclops pressure compensator, which I think I already finished. Yeah, so that's just going to be titanium. So we're down quite deep now. We do have the rebreather equipped, so we don't have to worry about running out of oxygen much faster. It's pretty cool down here. Yeah, we haven't spent much time this deep. What is this? Purple pine cone. Salt deposit? These are new. New to me, anyway. Where'd my sea moth go? There it is. And we do have a greatly expanded oxygen tanks. Well, not greatly expanded, but significantly expanded oxygen tanks over what we had a little while ago. What kind of stones do we have down here? Basalt. So that's going to be mostly gold, although we will be able to get uranium from them, which is of course useful for our nuclear reactor. So we're down at 400, almost 500 meters. Don't know what that sound was. Not actually sure what I thought the floating islands biome was down here, but I think this might actually be the Grand Reef biome. I'm not sure though. Ow. That hurt a little bit. But let's just let's keep exploring a little bit. We're not going too deep. The ocean goes significantly deeper than this in some parts. Okay, this looks like the edge here, and this is just going to go off to probably the edge of the map. Right here, I imagine. Close to it anyway. This doesn't look particularly finished over here. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything over here. I think this is unfinished territory. So let's head back down the direction we came. Ooh. No, this is unfinished territory. Yeah. That's the edge of the map right there. Let's go back toward the Cyclops here. Here we go. Here's the actual biome again. Now, I don't know, I thought when I was looking at that map, as I had mentioned earlier, that the floating isles biome was beneath that, the island. It may be that this one is just a little bit off to the side. Actually, I don't think we're deep enough for the Grand Reef. I think the Grand Reef is at like 700 meters, which we actually can't even get to yet in our sea moth. So let me go back over here, kind of more directly under the island and go down a little bit more. We are getting close to the end of the episode here, and I'm going to want to go back to my Cyclops to end it. I think just make sure we're in a safe place. Here's a geothermal vents, so that's a potential little bit of texture glitch there. A potential location for a deep base. Though I'm not sure this biome has much to offer. Like, I'm not sure we really. There's enough here of particular value to make us want to,
Caution, passing safe depth.
build a base here. Other than just the fact that it would be pretty cool. So we are now past our safe depth, and we are rapidly approaching our crush depth, which is 625 meters. So I need to be real careful not to accidentally go beyond that. I mean, we're pretty close to we're on at least in this section of the sea, this is the seafloor. Are we actually in a cave, or is this just a bunch of So just a bunch of overlapping landforms here. I don't think this is actually a cave. So I think I can just go up to get out. Well, maybe not. Maybe we are kind of in a cave here. Certainly very cool. Like I said, I'm not sure there's actually anything here of value to us at this point. We got most of the fragments. I certainly haven't seen anything new. So that was where we were. We were kind of down in this hole in the ground here. Ow. There's the Cyclops up there, so let's start heading back. We can redock with this thing here.
Welcome aboard, Captain. All systems online.
And that should start recharging my, it is. It's using up energy pretty quickly to do that, unfortunately. And let's turn this back in the direction of base and then just kind of head up. The only reason I want to move toward base a little bit is just that I'm afraid we're under the island here, and if I ascend, I will just smack into the bottom of the island, which I don't want to do. Damage my Cyclops. So now we're moving away a little bit. I think we should be safe to go up. Yeah, there's the surface. Looks like it might actually be night. So, here we are, back on the surface again, safe in our Cyclops. Explored a pretty neat area, and yeah, things are looking good. So, thanks for watching. Tune in next time. We will find some new areas to explore.